America's hidden water crisis. The virtual water trade. Virtual water is the hidden water used to produce goods and services. It's the water footprint embedded in everything we consume and export. A cow requires 900,000 gallons of water over its lifetime. 1 pound of steak represents 1,900 gallons of virtual water. Manufacturing a car needs 40,000 gallons. When we export these products, we export our water resources, often from depleting aquifers. China has become the world's largest virtual water importer. They have 20% of the world's population, but only 7% of its water supply. Key U.S. exports to China include soybeans, cotton, copper, metals, corn, coal, passenger vehicles, steel, and scrap metal. These products all require significant amounts of virtual water to produce. For example, steel production uses 62,000 gallons of water per ton, while cotton and soybeans are notoriously water-intensive crops. The chicken story illustrates this issue. The U.S. agrees to accept imported cooked chicken from China. We raise chickens using our water and send them to China. It takes 500 gallons of water per pound of chicken. We grow these chickens, pumping water from our aquifers to feed them. Then we send them to China, where workers in protective gear process them using minimal water. When these chickens return, they're often more extensive, raising questions about what's been done to them. The FDA inspects our chickens before they go to China, but doesn't inspect them when they return. They don't even have to label them as processed in China. Fracking complicates our water crisis. It uses millions of gallons of water per well and contaminates groundwater. The process involves drilling holes, injecting chemicals, and using water to break up bedrock and release natural gas. This depletes water supplies and produces radioactive waste in dumps, potentially contaminating groundwater. Some of this radioactive waste, disguised as brine, is being dumped on streets for de-icing. This practice is killing frogs and potentially exposing people to harmful radiation. China exports products that don't require significant virtual water, such as assembled electronics or manufactured goods. Meanwhile, we're shipping them our virtual water through raw materials and agricultural products. Even more concerning, we're sending scrap metal to China. This scrap metal is essentially a water bank, representing all the virtual water used in its original production. China recognizes this value and eagerly imports our scrap, effectively importing our water resources. The mainstream media rarely reports on this aspect of our trade relationship.
The global shipping industry exacerbates these issues. One ship can produce emissions equivalent to 3 million cars. Ships create ship tracks, artificial clouds that affect weather patterns. The volume of shipping traffic is staggering, with hundreds of ships crossing oceans daily, each burning bunker fuel and contributing to pollution. China is planning ambitious weather modification projects to address its water scarcity. Using cloud seeding and other techniques, they're installing fuel-burning chambers to create artificial rain. They plan to manipulate atmospheric water using technology like ionic heaters, sounding rockets, and satellite systems to redirect precipitation.
We're in a silent World War III, a war for water resources. Countries and corporations are battling to control virtual and atmospheric water trade and weather patterns. This conflict is reshaping geopolitics and could lead to global tensions. We're seeing the depletion of aquifers, climate change, and the potential for global disputes over water resources. We're setting up a future water crisis as we export our virtual water through trade and deplete our aquifers. Meanwhile, countries like China are benefiting from our virtual water exports and developing technologies to manipulate global weather patterns for their benefit. This is not just an environmental issue, but a national security and global stability matter. Our water is disappearing. It's being traded away in every export and manipulated through advanced technologies. The future of our planet's most precious resource hangs in the balance, and it's time we started paying attention to the hidden costs of our global trade system. The global shipping industry is a key player in the virtual water trade, facilitating the movement of goods across the world. However, its influence extends beyond mere transportation. The pollution generated by ships has significant effects on our atmosphere and weather patterns, creating a complex web of environmental consequences. China, recognizing the potential of this atmospheric water, is investing heavily in geoengineering techniques to manipulate weather patterns.
China is now going to go to the next level of stealing water. You know, they're already getting it from the virtual water from the countries. Now they're going to steal it from the atmosphere and have radar systems that they will use.
China is developing a vast network of weather modification systems, including fuel-burning chambers, to create artificial rain cloud seeding techniques, ionic heaters to manipulate atmospheric conditions, and sounding rockets to disperse particles in the atmosphere. This manipulation of atmospheric water, combined with the virtual water trade, is part of what the transcript calls World War III, a war for water resources. Countries and corporations are battling to control virtual water trade and atmospheric water and weather patterns. The implications of this water war are far-reaching. It affects global climate patterns, potentially exacerbating droughts in some regions while increasing rainfall in others. Moreover, it raises serious questions about the ethics of large-scale weather manipulation and its geopolitical consequences.
As we continue to unravel the complex interactions between shipping, pollution, atmospheric water, and geoengineering, it becomes clear that our understanding of water resources and their movement must extend beyond traditional concepts of virtual water. The total precipitable water in our atmosphere is becoming increasingly important in global water politics and environmental policy.
This is just a tiny section for one of my YouTube videos on my Clevelandmarko YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I have 1,100 videos. Plus, check out my books on Amazon, Marko Vovic Books.